Hey, I wanted to start a channel telling some of the stories that have happened to me that are kind of crazy in my life. So, this one specifically is while I just got back like 4 or 5 months ago from volunteering to teach English in Nicaragua. Like the title says, I fell down a volcano, but not the inside of one. I just want to be clear about that because I feel like a lot of people they usually, when I tell this story, think that it was the inside of a volcano. It's the outside of a volcano. It is an active volcano, but it's the outside. So, for those who aren't familiar, this is actually one of the main touristy things to do in Nicaragua. What it is, a volcano boarding is essentially sledding, but you are, instead of snow, there's volcanic rock, and you have like a board, but you can't really steer it. And so if you biff it, it's not as soft as if you biff it with snow. Like I said, I was volunteering to teach English, so we had 4 days vacation, and we went up to Leon, and specifically Cerro Negro, to go volcano boarding. This was the beginning of a 2-day hiking and camping trip on top of a volcano. We were supposed to sleep on an active volcano and then watch the sunrise, and it was super cool, and you could see all of the smoke, and I was really excited about that. So this was just the beginning. We hike up this volcano, which, I mean, it gets super windy, so hiking up the volcano was sometimes kind of rough. You felt like you were going to fall off because you had to carry your board, and it was kind of like Buzz Lightyear wings. So it was rough sometimes because it was super windy up there. So we get to the top, and they tell you a little bit about it before, and I specifically asked them, I was like, well, what if you get off the path that they have set that everyone goes down? And they were like, oh, I mean, it happens every now and then, but you'll be fine. It's not a big deal. And I kind of was like, I feel like this is going to happen to me. And they have you in this kind of hazmat suit. It's bright yellow for the company that we were going on. And they have you have a handkerchief so that you don't breathe in a lot of ash, and goggles so that you're protected. And then you just get on this board, you hold this rope, and they explain to you that in order to go fast, you need to lean back as far as you can, and in order to slow down, you need to lean forward. And the other way to slow down is to put your feet in the rocks so that it kind of, slows you down, because you can't stick your hand in because it can break your wrist. So I was second to go. So the girl that I was with, she went first, and there was a curve, and then you go straight, and she was going super slow. And I was like, that's not going to be me. I'm not. I was like, I'm going to go fast. I'm going to be flying down this thing. So I I'm before the curve, and I lay down, like I get down as low as I can and then push off. And so almost immediately after going around this curve, I go off the path. And it wasn't until I was a little bit further down, because I started gaining more and more speed, and there was less and less rock that I could stick my feet in to slow down. So I was gaining more momentum, and there was less rock for me to slow down at all. And I just immediately knew, I was like, this is not going to end well. Like, I could just feel it. And right after thinking that, I hit this bump and go flying through the air. And I somehow kind of like knew that I needed to do like in The Princess Bride, when Wesley is rolling down the hill and says, as you wish, that I had to do that down this volcano. And my board went off somewhere. I have no idea what happened to it still, and I'm sure someone else in the group got it. And my goggles like went off, and yeah, so I rolled down this hill and the volcano. And at the end, they tell you that if something ever happens and they yell if you're okay, you need to respond, and you need to do this if you're not okay, and like this if you are. And so they're yelling at me, and I'm kind of on all fours, and I'm like, am I okay? Like, they're asking me, and I'm like, am I okay? And I did an internal check, and I was like, yeah, I'm okay. My eyes were both closed at this time, so I didn't realize that I couldn't really open them. But I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And so I was like, yeah, I'm good. And they rush over, and they were like, you are not okay. And so they pour some water on me and try to clean me up. And I was like, guys, I'm fine. There's no need. And like I said, this was the beginning of a 2-day camping and hiking trip. And I was like, there's no need to go to the hospital. I can still go on the hike. And they were like, you're crazy. You need to go to the hospital and get cleaned up. And they finally like convinced me when I almost passed out a couple times. Like I started getting super lightheaded, and then I was like, okay, I should go to the hospital. This is probably not the best to start a camping trip. So they cleaned me up, and like it was super painful. Oh my gosh. It's they had to scrub the ash and dirt off of my face, and I had so many scratches, and just it was bad. And then they had to pick out the pieces of rock that were inside some of the cuts. So, I mean, it was a really good thing that I did go to the hospital and see the doctor, because I'm pretty sure that probably would have gotten infected or something. And then I had to go see an eye specialist to make sure that there was no internal damage to my eyes. So I did that, and I was fine. And this is a picture of me after they got me all cleaned up. So it looks almost, I heard that looks worse than the other one, because that black eye was like immediate, and then it kind of calmed down after a couple hours, and after they cleaned me off. It was so painful, guys. And so my poor mom, I actually sent her a Marco Polo, and I didn't want her to just see my face. I didn't even tell her I was doing this, because I didn't want to give her, like, my mom's really chill, but I didn't want her to have any anxiety about it for whatever reason. So I like held it up like this, and I was like, okay, Mom, so that she didn't see me. And I was like, Mom, I am okay, I'm fine, I look a little rough, but it's fine, like there's nothing to worry about, everything's okay. And so then I like showed her my face, and she responded, and she just like, you look like you hit a brick wall, like what did you do? And it ended up being fine. I put some clay on it, and it healed it, and all my scarring was gone. So I don't actually have anything that's like leftover residue or scar wise, except I don't remember which eye it is. I think it's, well, one of my eyes has like a tiny purple spot that you can't even, it doesn't even look like anything. So that is the story of me falling down a volcano, and I am going to be doing this a lot more often. So if you guys want to hear more stories from me, you can subscribe to my channel. Okay, I will see you next time.